Hey everybody, how are you guys today? Well, I'm sorry for not making a vlog video for the past few days. A lot of things have been busy. I've been busy with basketball, homework, the works. But I'm back. It's December, and what better way to celebrate December for vlog videos than to do it Christmas month? And actually, I may combine 3 videos into one video, or just do 3 videos, whatever. But the 3 videos I do are actually the last I do for the month because I'm not doing a vlog video on Christmas, so yeah. So I guess what you see is what you get. I don't know why I just said that, but whatever. And I'm not gonna do any shoutouts because A, I don't have any, and B, I just want to get this freaking thing started. So let's get started. Well, and what better way to start off Christmas month than a movie about murder? Silent Night, Deadly Night. And now I want to say to the younger viewers out there, excuse me, that this is a very violent film and that involving Santa. And if you don't want to hear about, if you believe in Santa, if you're a Santa believer and you don't want to hear about the horrible things that Santa does, then please do not listen to this review because I am going to include some horrible things that Santa does, and I'm not going to give away the ending. Absolute Sublime One actually did a review on this on YouTube. If you want to, I'll post the link down below. Check him out. He's awesome. He's a cool YouTuber. But here's my review of it. And here's my review. Basically, it starts out on Christmas Eve in 1971. A little boy named Billy Chapman and his parents and his little brother, baby brother, are going to the mental hospital to see their grandfather for Christmas, just to visit them. And they arrive there, and the grandfather's like really just kind of comatose and like just whatever, not saying anything. And the doctor wants to speak with the mother and father, and so they leave the room. Billy's left alone with the granddad, and all of a sudden he wakes up out of his comatose, and he asks Billy like, do you know about Santa Claus? And the boy's like, yeah, it's for people who've been good, for good boys. And then grandfather's like, no. Santa only comes for people who have been good all year and never done anything naughty. Have you done something naughty? And he kind of nods his head. He goes, oh, you better run, boy. You better run for your life. And so he gets kind of freaked out. The parents come back in and he snaps back in his comatose state. And so they leave the mental hospital and Billy tells the parents what happened. And the parents kind of like, whatever. That's not true. You're a good boy. He'll be good to you. He'll give you presents and everything. And meanwhile, we see a robber dressed up in a Santa Claus suit, robbing a convenience store. But he shoots the clerk, and he only gets like a few. He doesn't get a whole lot of money, and he's all like ticked off about that. And so Billy's parents see his car on the side of the road, so he asks if they need any help. And basically, he pulls the mother and father out of the car, and he shoots the dad, and then he takes the mother, and I believe attempts to rape the mother because he cuts her shirt open, and then slits her throat. And then Billy gets out of the car and hides, and Santa doesn't kill him because 3 years later he's in an orphanage with his brother that's run by Mother Superior, which is like a nun that's like just a bitch. Like she's mean to kids, like she belts them and like locks them in rooms. Basically her slogan is punishment is necessary, punishment is good. And so like she and Sister Margaret, who's more of the sympathetic nun, are aware of because Billy's now tormented by these his parents dying. And so on Christmas Eve, I think, Santa Claus comes to the orphanage and he's forced to sit on Santa's lap and he punches him in the face. And so he runs off to his room scared. And then it cuts to years later, he's 18 now and he's working at a toy store named Ira's Toy Store, which I think is an in-joke for Ira Richard Barmack, who's the producer of the film. And things seem to go pretty well until he has to be a Santa Claus on Christmas Eve, and he gets all freaked out. Like when a bunch of kids are lined up, and he's like, no, I'll tell you that part later actually. So yeah, he's in the Santa Claus suit, and like um one of his coworkers, like late at night, like I think like after he's closing up or whatever, he sees that one of the coworkers who's kind of a jerk, he attempts to rape one of the female coworkers, and so he looks at them and he says naughty, and then takes some Christmas lights and strangles him and hangs him, and then he kills the girl, then kills like, and he just goes on a killing spree, and it's just insane. Like there's this one scene where he breaks into a house and he catches two teenagers making love, and so he takes, I think he kills the boyfriend, and he takes the naked girlfriend, and impales her through deer antlers mounted on the wall, which is just insane. And then after that happened, and at the little girl in that same house sees Santa Claus, and he actually gives her the bloody knife as a present, which is just it's insane. There's another scene where two bullies have stealing this little kid's sled, and they're going down a hill, and he sneaks up in front of them and chops their head off, like just insane. And that one thing I was going to tell you was when he dresses up as Santa, he has to like be Santa and like with like a bunch of kids, and he actually threatens some of them with physical punishment, which is just insane. Um, and I know, and I know, like I said, it was released in 1984. I know that when it came out, it got all this negative buzz because it wasn't the first movie to have a killer Santa Claus, but it was one of the most well known. I think it was like the most well known at that time. Like all the advertisements, they had ads on television, and like kids were seeing them and getting all scared, and the parents were all getting angry, and so the PTA requested that the film be pulled from theaters. And I think hold on a second. No, the ads were pulled away, and the film also was pulled out of theaters. But 2 years later, it actually got re-released by Aquarius Films, and like they replaced the whole "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" trailer, so yeah. And like I said, this is definitely not a upbeat Christmas film at all, as you can clearly see by the subject matter. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was a fun movie. I know it may be some people may say it's exploitive. Maybe it is, but I don't know. I thought it was good. Like it's not upbeat, but it's fun. There's some awesome kill scenes. There's lots of boobs. Okay, if you are a guy who loves who likes Christmas films, horror films, and boobs, this is for you definitely. Thank God I like all three of those things. Like there are I think I counted 4 scenes, actually 3 scenes at least. Maybe 4, but I think 3 scenes with boobs. I know there's 3 at least. There may be another one, but I think there's 3. And so yeah, it's a fun movie. Although I will say this, the pacing can be a little bit slow, especially like the last half of the movie. It's like really kind of like It's like really kind of slow before like the ending happens, and the acting can get a little cheesy at some parts. I'm not gonna really mention many of the actors' names because half of them aren't working anyways. Except the grandpa. He was actually pretty fun in this, because like I said, that whole you better run, boy, you better run for your life. Amazing. How cool would that be if Michael Jackson played that role? I mean, I know it's totally not his kind of role, but I think it'd be just you better run, boy, you better run for your life. Ow! That'd just be so much fun. It'd be weird, but it'd be kind of fun. So yeah, it has its flaws, but it's a fun slasher film. If you like Christmas horror films, I'd say check this out. I give this 3 stars. I mean, I think it's a pretty good movie. Like I said, it has flaws, but overall, it's probably the best killer Santa Claus film out there. Christmas Evil, it's okay, but there are just some boring moments. But overall, Christmas Evil wasn't that bad. So yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night, 3 stars. If you haven't seen it, I'd say check it out. Now, the next thing I'll be doing for my ultimate Christmas vid, I decided to just do one vid with just whatever. I normally don't do this, but I'm going to do a review of a review, because I really feel I need to talk about this. It's the Nostalgia Critic review of The Grinch. Now, like I said, I don't usually review reviews. Whatever whose opinion, their opinion. But there are few reviews that really really fill me up with like much passion that I gotta share my side of it, because I really freaking disagree with what he said. Now, I'm gonna say I don't hate the nostalgia critic. I think if I'm making a list of like the top 10 internet comedians, he's in there. Like he's funny, he's smart, and I think I care about what he says. So I think I'm not. So if I'm probably not gonna seem angry, but if you're watching nostalgia critic, which I don't know why you'd be watching because nobody watches my videos. But if you are watching this and you think I'm angry with you, I'm not angry with you. I'm just honestly, I think, because I care about what you say, I'm just saying my side of the story. So, whatever. But although may say I was excited when I heard that he was going to do the Grinch. So I'm like, oh crap. I mean, I can't wait to see what he has to say about it, because I know he hates the living crap out of this movie. And I love the living crap out of this movie. Like this movie, I was just excited to see what he was gonna say about it, because I wasn't really it wasn't really angry, but I was like, oh, he's touching my freaking movie. Oh Jesus. So I so I finally see the review, and once again, I was like hyped as hell, and of course, he craps all over it. And like I said, I'm not mad at him. I just want to say my side of the review. So I wrote down a few bullet points that were in his review, and basically I just want to share some of his bullet points and what I think of what my side of the story is. Okay. Well, one of his first complaints in the review, and actually a lot of complaints for the film in general, because it got mixed reviews. Let me say I love the remake of The Grinch. Like this is something I think The Grinch is by far my favorite Dr. Seuss book. Like I remember it wasn't my first Dr. Seuss book I read, but when I read it, I like read it like crazy. But I actually have the paperback version of it on my bookshelf. It's great. And then my mom introduced me to the animated special, and I really liked that. And then I remember even as a kid seeing the ads thinking, "Oh, awesome!" Even though everyone was thinking, "Really, a Grinch remake?" I was thinking, "Yes!" And I saw it in 2001. I got the video for Christmas. I've watched it every Christmas ever since then for 10 years, and it still works. It's great quality. But yeah, I'm just gonna review his review, just bring up a few bullet points and tell you what my side of the story is. So one of his first complaints was, and also like a complaint that people made about the movie in general, was that he thought the Who's were freaky. Now, I don't really think so at all. I mean they do look odd, but I don't want to say they're similar to how they look in the cartoon. At the same time, maybe they probably actually are. I mean, honestly, I think they look fine. Like I think it's kind of like a live action cartoon. I think when you adapt cartoon to the big screen, I mean, a lot of people try to like maybe still have that cartoon. I think what sometimes works, and I think it's a good idea to do sometimes, is to add a little bit of the cartoonish qualities into the live action film. I think that works. I think they look kind of like a live action cartoon. I actually think they look pretty good. And one of his other complaints was that he thought the Whoville looked dirty and polluted. I don't know. I mean, because he thought that the colors were kind of muted. I don't know. I always thought they looked fine. I mean, of course they're not the brightest colors, but I don't think they're supposed to be. They're in a snowflake, for God's sakes. I really don't think it's supposed to be that foggy. Actually, no, foggy. I don't think it's supposed to be that bright. I mean, I don't know. I think it looks fine. And he's also complained there are too many wide-angle lenses. Like, you know how those wide-angle lenses, they're like really close like this, and they're like that weird kind of angle. He said there were too many. There are only a few in there. I want to say maybe 3 or 4. And I don't know. I think they actually work pretty fine. I mean, I don't know. I think they're pretty good. I mean, usually I mean, it's not that I don't like wide-angle lenses. It's that they're just kind of unnecessary and weird. But I don't know. I think they work fine in this. And then he complained there were more Dutch tilts than Battlefield Earth. And if you don't know what a Dutch tilt is when the camera is slanted like this, like you know how sometimes like I'm talking like this, but sometimes like it'll be slanted like this. That's what a Dutch tilt is. Then he said there were more Dutch tilts than in Battlefield Earth. Okay, that is a lie. Okay, I've seen Battlefield Earth. There were way more Dutch tilts in that film than in this film. This film, I mean, if there were Dutch tilts, I mean, they, my opinion, the Dutch tilts, A, I didn't really even notice them, and B, if there were, they kind of, my opinion, played out kind of naturally. Like, I didn't really see them as blatant Dutch tilts. They were kind of like, you know, tilting the camera, whatever. Battlefield Earth, there were blatant Dutch tilts. Like, every, like, 95% of the film was, like, at a slant. So, like, it looked almost like if someone was going to, like, fall. Like, I don't know, like, no, whatever. So, yeah, like, in Battlefield Earth, like, it would be tilted, like, it looks like someone was going to, like, fall over or something. That's how bad they were. But in the Grinch, they were fine. I mean, I don't have any problems with them. He said he didn't like the constant camera moving in the film. He thought it was pretty bad. Once again, there's only one scene of it, and it's not that blatant. It's kind of like, because it's the scene where Cindy Lou Who's dad's sons come down from the mountain after trying to antagonize the Grinch. And so they come back, they're all full of snow, and the dad's like, "What happened to you?" And they're like, "It was the Grinch!" And then, like, it pans out to everyone in the city, like, "What?" Like that. I think it actually worked just fine. I mean, I don't know, I didn't have a problem with that. And he thought that he didn't like the Who's, like, he thought that it was wrong that they were corruptive, materialistic, and competitive. Honestly, I know this is gonna sound weird. I think this is actually more realistic because, I mean, it's one thing in an animated show because it was 30 minutes. You know, it made sense. With an hour and a half long movie, I think it makes more sense to do that. I mean, I think if they were jolly and cheery all the time, it'd be kind of weird. I mean, because I think it's important because, like, I don't know. I mean, I think it works fine. I think it's kind of needed to show the message because I think it's better. I mean, it's in the anime one, they knew the spirit of Christmas and he didn't, and so they weren't. So, like, yeah, they weren't on the same page. I think it's more like poignant if they don't know the message of Christmas and he doesn't know either because they're almost as guilty as he is because he's still in Christmas, but they have no idea what the meaning of it is. I think that's more poignant, more touchy like that. And also it offers Cindy to question what Christmas is. I think that was important. Speaking of Cindy Lou Who, he didn't like the song, the Where Are You Christmas song, her version of it. He thought that it sounded bad, it was pointless and unneeded. I don't really think it was pointless or unneeded. I mean, like I said, it was needed to show. I mean, I think it would be weird if she just paced back and forth that one part going, "Where are you, Christmas?" like in silence or whatever, like those like dramatic looks, like, "Where are you, Christmas?" I think that would have been kind of weird. I think that song was needed in a way. And as for the song itself, it sounds fine. I mean, I don't know. You know, she has issues with some parts of her voice, but, you know, she's just I don't know. She was like, what, 9 then maybe? I don't know how. She was young. Like, basically, Taylor Momsen played Cindy Lou Who, the same girl who would grow up to go be in the band Pretty Reckless. I don't know. I think she was fine. Also a major complaint was that he felt Jim Carrey was annoying, and that he was like mugging at the camera, and that if you liked his acting, then don't make eye contact with Nostalgia Critic. Nostalgia Critic, if you're watching this, turn away, because I don't know, I liked his acting. I mean, I find him really annoying. Honestly, I know that Jim Carrey can do drama. I think this was the way he should have played the role, because if it was too dramatic, it actually would have been maybe more scary to kids. I mean, but if you want to get an actor like that to do the role, you got to play it charming, and I think he did well like that. And as far as mugging to the camera, I don't know. I thought it was fine. You know, he thought that the jokes were atrocious, particularly the mistletoe butt, the dogs, the mayor kissing the dogs behind, and the Grinch running into Martha May's cleavage. I don't know. I mean, I thought they were funny. I mean, even my family, my mom even thinks they're funny. My sister even thinks they're funny. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that if Nostalgia Critic, if if she ever watches your review of The Grinch, you may want to like padlock your doors, steel and force your windows, hire 3 security guards, because she is coming for you if she sees the review, because she loves that movie. And also kind of ties into the Who spirit. He didn't like the fact that when the Grinch had the whole thing where he was like shaving, but he left a few cut marks or whatever, that the kids laughed at him. They thought that was kind of mean spirited. Once again, I thought if they would cheer all the time, it'd be kind of weird, you know. I think that was kind of necessary. And also he didn't like this one part where give me my paper. He didn't like this one part where what are you doing? He didn't like the one part where after they just explained that bullying was the reason he hated Christmas, that the narrator said, so whatever the reason his horseshoes, he thought that he was like sleeping through it, that part or whatever. All he was doing was quoting the book. I mean, he wasn't really like, he was kind of like, you know, whatever the reason, he still hates Christmas, pretty much, yeah. He also thought that the razor, it didn't make sense when he was a kid, and it didn't make sense when he got it as a gift to the cheermeister, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I thought it made perfect sense. I mean, he was uncomfortable with his looks because people picked on him, and he used a razor, and then present day he got a razor, and it sparked his craziness. I thought that was kind of a point to it. And he didn't like the explosion in the movie. I thought it was fine. I mean, because I thought it was pretty cool. In fact, I used to reenact it when I was younger. I always used to pretend like I was driving that, because he was driving a little mini car and he rode into a fire hydrant and it caused an explosion. I would always pretend that I was actually the Grinch, and I would pretend to be in a car and like pretend to the explosion. I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun. And he didn't like the fact that, once again, this ties in with the Who spirit. He didn't like that when Christmas was finally stolen, there was blaming and yelling. Once again, I thought it was needed to show the message about the whole. Like I said before, since they both don't know the spirit of Christmas, the Whovilles people and the Grinch, it kind of makes more of a, I don't know, it's more poignant, more I don't know, it's just more. I think it's told pretty good that way. I mean, the anime one the original one told the message good with the whole they knew the spirit of Christmas and he didn't. That's a good way to tell it too. But I don't know, I thought the remake told it pretty good as well. And I think it also kind of reflects our culture, like how materialistic that we are, and we kind of forget what Christmas is all about. You know, I think that once again, I think that's so it's relevant. I think it's pretty good. And he didn't like the fact that the touching scene where the Grinch finally realizes that Christmas can't, it doesn't come from a store or whatever, it means more. He didn't like the fact that he was like flailing around. That was necessary. That wasn't like unneeded. Like, it just showed that he's like getting a heart now. He's like, I don't know. It's just, and actually, I think my mom actually cried at that one part. I don't know. And just one quick thing. He also didn't like the pedo smile, as he called it, like a pedophile smile from the Grinch when he was below the sled that Cindy Lou Who was riding on, trying to stop it. I don't know. I thought it was cute. And also, I will say this isn't a flaw or whatever. I just want to say, I like the Hannibal Lecter reference, because I liked that he referenced that Anthony Hopkins narrate this, because I think, like, almost people forget that Anthony Hopkins narrated this, so I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much the review of the Nostalgia Critic review of The Grinch. You know, I'm not mad at you, Nostalgia Critic. We all have our opinions. I love the film. You don't, so, you know, whatever. If you like the movie, you know, great. I'm with you. If you hate the movie, I'm not with you, but at least I understand. So yeah, that's my review of the Nostalgia Critic Grinch review. I don't know what to say about the next thing I have to review. I really don't. I mean, the Star Wars Holiday Special. How do you respond to that? Was there really a group of Star Wars fans clamoring for a holiday special for Star Wars? Ugh. I think that'd be stupid enough. But no, it's worse than that. How so? Well, let's look at Star Wars. It's one of the best science fiction films of all time. How do you possibly get a holiday special out of Star Wars, or better yet, a charming or delightful one? The short answer is, they don't. The long answer? Ugh. Well, Star Wars Holiday Special. Basically, this holiday special, basically, it centers around this holiday called Life Day. Don't ask what it means. I don't even know. I barely know what it means myself. I guess it's like the celebration of, like, Chewbacca. I have no idea what it means. Basically, Han Solo and Chewbacca are trying to get home for Life Day. But meanwhile, I think the Alliance are looking for rebels. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, with this holiday special, if I'm saying the plot weird, it's really because I don't care. I really, honestly don't care. And Chewbacca, I'm not even kidding you. We actually seen Chewbacca has a family. I swear to God that is true. Chewbacca in this has a family. A son Lumpy, a wife Mala, and Lumpy's grandfather Itchy. I mean, seriously? Really? You need Chewbacca to have a family? Because, you know, Chewbacca's definitely a family man, right? I mean, and then there's just all this holiday special stuff. And you know what? I'm just going to stop talking about the plot. I'm going to talk about other just things that happen in the film. Actually, you know what? This is the worst Christmas special I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't think there's any... You know, remember how I reviewed Nearly No Christmas last year? I thought that was the worst. No, this is just... I mean... Amazing. It's not really insulting to my intelligence. Although, actually, you know what? It is. Because of how non-engaging and boring it is. I'm not even kidding you. For a long time, it is ungodly freaking boring. I'm not even kidding you. Nothing. For at least, I don't know, whatever. But there's nothing for at least about an hour and a half that is remotely engaging. It's just like, ugh. Like, there are scenes involving Chewbacca's family, but guess what? They don't speak English! So they have that annoying roar thingy, like, throughout their scenes. And we don't know what the hell they're saying. They're just, like, walking around going, like, nah, nah, nah. And we don't know we know what they're doing somewhat, but that's like, no, we don't. I mean, just because the phrase actions can speak louder than words doesn't have to apply to this. Except there's one thing: your actions don't speak louder than words in this. And there's just things that don't make sense. Like, all of a sudden, like, I'm not even kidding you. For about, I want to say at least, I don't know, 8 minutes, maybe. There's nothing going on except talks with Chewbacca that we can't understand. Talks with Chewbacca's family that we can't understand. I'm dead serious. Nothing. Then Lumpy finally turns on this, I don't know, acrobat toy. I don't know. And there's, I don't even know. And like and guess what? It has guest stars like B. Arthur from the Golden Girls, Art Carney from the Honeymooners, and Harvey Korman from, I think, the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And Harvey Korman, yes, is in a lot of parts. Like, he has at least 3, I think. And it's all embarrassing. I mean, I haven't even seen the show he's on, and it's just embarrassing. I mean, I don't even know. And, like, Art Carney brings gifts, and there's this one part where the grandpa gets a gift, and I swear to God, it's Wookiee porn. It's gotta be freaking Wookiee porn. Because all of a sudden, he turns on this thing, and a woman is like, oh, yeah, are you ready to have a good time? I'm ready to have a good time. And we see headshots of Itchy like this. Like, he looks like he's getting off on this. It's like, ugh. And there's this one part where Lumpy's getting a transmission or whatever, where they show you like all the steps for it, and it's like not funny or entertaining or. And there's actually a part, I'm not kidding you, there's actually a part in this where it's animated. I'm dead serious. And the animation is freaking god-awfully freaking horrendous. I mean, it is horrendously awful. I mean, I thought Thumbelina was bad animation. Thumbelina is Beauty and the freaking Beast compared to this animation. I mean, it is freaking atrocious. I mean, it looks like Happy Meal cartoons if they melted. It looks awful. And like C-3PO, when he first comes on, he starts out kind of passable, but then you just want him to shut up. That Bork whatever guy, he seems pretty cool, but then he's like bored. Then you don't care about him just because he's so boring. Nothing really interesting about him, and it just sucks. It sucks so bad. Even George Lucas himself actually requested that this never be re-aired on TV again or have an official release. Which is funny because apparently a lot of his other movies people think are really bad and he likes them. Like actually, I liked Howard the Duck. I actually liked Howard the Duck, and I liked. Of course, Star Wars is great, but just what was the point? I mean, I think actually I have a theory that all movies technically are kind of in a way pointless. Like there's really no point in making it except that you want to make it, but it's what you do with the film that makes it good or bad. This is just pointless. Like, was there really a need for a Star Wars holiday special? Like, someone should have just stopped right there. Like, what was the need for that? I mean, I know Star Wars was popular, but really, a holiday special? I mean, I understand it was the 70s and 80s and people wanted to show off their cheesiness or whatever, but did they really not know when to say when? I mean, a holiday special? Just really? Just, although actually, the acting, like, they actually got the cast back. Like, they got Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, James Earl Jones, Carrie Fisher to come back for this holiday special. And, I mean, it's not that they're probably trying, but they're just really bland. Although actually, Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher start off like they don't want to be there, but then they actually try, but it's bland. Mark Hamill, he looks like freaking Derek Huff in this. You know from Dancing with the Stars, Derek Huff? That's what he looks like. Derek Huff and a Ken doll got molested or something. Their love child or whatever. And I will say this. I mean, this was so boring and not engaging. It was almost 0 stars. But the one thing that actually made it not that a 0 stars was that B. Arthur came in. It started out her scene was actually just kind of boring and not interesting. Excuse me. And but then she finds like her bar is closing, and whatever. But then she sings a song. It's actually pretty good. It's not because compared to everything else, it's actually not that bad. I thought it was actually kind of charming, I'll admit it. There were actually maybe a couple second moments with Chewbacca at the end and his family that were a little charming, but this is bad. And like it ends with this really corny speech from Carrie Fisher and this like song. It's like, although I say that itself is not really. I mean, for Star Wars, it's bad, but on its own, it could be good in a different special. But in Star Wars, it's just awkward, and like Jefferson's starship shows up in one point to sing a music video, but for some reason I don't know, just ugh. I mean, as much as I look angry and pained, it's not the worst thing ever. Like, I've seen things with less effort than this. But this is bad. I mean, this is really, really bad. I mean, it's a half a star, but that's it. It's not anything higher or lower. It's a half a star. It's awful. And you can see why George Lucas is ashamed of it. If I were attached to a project like this, I would be ashamed of it. Just, if you like Star Wars, just don't watch this. I mean, I'm too busy. Oh, whatever. Just, I don't even know what to say. It's Star Wars Holiday Special. Don't watch it. Do yourself that favor. Half a star. This sucks. Well, that's pretty much it for my whole Ultimate Christmas video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment or a video response down below. One, have you seen, what was the first thing I reviewed? Oh yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Two, did you like Silent Night, Deadly Night? And three, what's your favorite Christmas/Christmas horror film? Actually, I know Christmas Eve. Did I talk about Christmas Evil yet? Maybe I did. Just because I didn't, I'll talk about it. Christmas Evil came out a few years earlier before Silent Night, Deadly Night. It wasn't as popular as that. It was okay, but there were some few boring moments. But it was just okay. Christmas Evil. I think Silent Night, Deadly Night is my favorite so far. Excuse me, I gotta swallow a lot of stuff. Four, have you seen the Nostalgia Critic review of The Grinch? 5, what do you think of The Grinch? And 6, do you like the Nostalgia Critic? 7, have you seen the Star Wars Holiday Special? 8, do you like it? Which I don't think anybody does. And 9, what's your favorite Star Wars film? Let me know all that stuff down below with a comment or video response. Well, that's pretty much it. Now I have to catch up on all these singing videos, and it's getting dark, and so I probably should do them soon, so that I'm not keeping you until January for videos. Folks, I hope you guys enjoyed my Ultimate Christmas Vlog video. I think this is my last Vlog video of the year. I hope for you to catch some Vlog videos. Actually, wait a minute. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I may do one next week after Christmas. Actually, I don't have to do vlogs on Sunday. So, I'm not gonna do a Christmas vlog next week, but I am gonna do something that I've done past. So, thank you guys for watching this. So yeah, see you later. Bye.